This week in Portland startup news, teacher strike impacting a lot of founders who have school-age children. You'll meet 3 new folks from the Portland startup community. Lots of questions about getting connected in the community. There'll be some VCs taking office hours this week. A Y Combinator alum found a new podcast you might like. Let's get into it. First and foremost, the thing affecting Portland most and founders most currently is the Portland teachers are on strike. They're in negotiations to get better wages and smaller class sizes and all those kind of things for their job, which is stressful enough as is. But that ripple effect is a lot of Portland parents now have children at home. And much like in the early days of the pandemic, they are struggling to figure out how to continue pursuing their startup ideas, doing their work, while also managing kids. So CENTRL Office, our good friends at CENTRL Office, which is a homegrown co-working space that we've collaborated with Pi, built, has an office at CENTRL Office. Tammy Wood, director of operations there at CENTRL, thought maybe you need to co-work with your kids. So if you're stuck at home, your kids are stuck at home because their teachers are trying to get better working conditions, CENTRL Office has a setup for you. Now, it doesn't include childcare. You're still in charge of your kid, but it does give you the opportunity to co-work with the other parents, and your kids get to co-work with other kids. So if you need a break, need to get out of the house, looking to get some work done, highly recommend you check out CENTRL Office. Obviously, I'll link up that post. Just a really nice way to support the community and always appreciate all the things that the CENTRL Office crew does to support the startup community. So maybe take a look at that. The big startup story this week is really a combination. It's obvious it's hard to meet people here. There's no big one networking event where everybody gets together. There's no big monthly thing. There are the beginnings, though. It's Friday. Maybe you're already thinking about happy hour. It's been one of those weeks. First Friday at Upstart Collective. That's just a gathering of folks from the startup community, people who work out of that co-working space. Every first Friday, they're having a happy hour. No agenda, just looking to meet people, just looking to connect. Make sure and carve out some time at the end of your day to swing by that. That's in Southeast, pretty close in the Olympic Mills building. And then Michael Richardson has started an ad tech happy hour. You don't even need to be interested in ads or tech. Everybody should come hang out at this. So that's another opportunity for you. That one's taking place at the Lucky Lab in Northwest. So if you're closer to Northwest, maybe you're out in Hillsborough or Beaverton, and that's more accessible for you on a Friday afternoon, maybe consider swinging by that one and see what's going on there and meet some more people, because meeting people is clearly a problem that we need to solve in the community. A few other ways that you might consider getting connected with the Portland community. Lots of most this week is just like people want to get connected. Some take very little effort. Others are going to take a little bit of effort on your part. You got to give a little, get a little. It all works out in the end. So speaking on the taking a little bit of effort, but I'm really happy to see this gaining some momentum thanks to Joe, Ben, Nate, is we're starting to reboot what Raven Zachary called slow social networking on Silicon Florist. And what that means is there's a little form. You kind of go in there, you're like, hey, here's who I am, here's what I'm up to, the hello Portland startup community, this is me, oh, here's why I like Portland, here's some ways to connect with me. Fill that out, and I'll publish one a day. Ideally, you'll get to meet 5 people a week. I'd love to see your profile in there. And I know people from the community would love to see your profile. But there's also some other opportunities. And so what I did this week was record a new kind of how-to video for you, trying something new. trying to be helpful that is really designed to say, hey, you're new, you're looking to meet people. How do I do that? I got you. It gives you 3 simple ways to connect with people and kind of one insight on how the Portland startup community works. Yet another way for you to connect that's been around for a while, Portland Startup Slack. I just noticed this week that it now has more than 6,500 user profiles on it. And not all 6,500 folks are active, but still, it's a platform that now has more than 6,500 folks who have signed up for it. It might not all be Portland folks, it might be folks who are thinking about Portland, who want to move to Portland. Every once in a while, it's somebody who spams the Slack, and we just get out the good old ban hammer. Nope, go away. We don't need your spammy comments. It's open to you. If you're not on there, you should get on there and come hang out. National story, or probably international global story, was a story I published linking to an 84 slide report on the current state of early stage VC. That was from Sam Lesson. Really good, insightful, worth your time. Maybe it might be a weekend read to kind of flip through that. It does get deep in some spots, but I feel like it gives you a good perspective on not only some of the things you may be experiencing here in Portland in terms of local venture capital, but also just the ramifications of macro and micro economic trends and what other venture capital folks are seeing in the community. So if VC is of interest to you, if you're curious about what's going on, definitely check that out. Speaking of VCs, let me get the exact names of those folks for you. Rethink Impact, Rogue Women, and Wellington Access Ventures holding office hours on Monday, November 6th. Again, most of the slots are booked, but that may be something for you to connect with some VCs or get some feedback on your pitch or ask, other startup-y questions. It's getting you connected, basically. And even if you're not raising money, even if you're not interested in raising money, one of the things that I think people don't necessarily recognize about the venture capital community is they also share a lot of information with one another. They traffic in information and deal flow. VC folks tend to chat with other VC folks or with other people in the community, or they may have people in their portfolio who they're like, hey, I saw this company you should talk to. So even if you're not interested in raising venture capital, even if you can't say venture capital, it doesn't have to be transactional. You're just getting connected. They may know some people you need to know. So you might want to take the opportunity to grab a few minutes with one of those VC firms. So that's a suggestion for you, another way to get you connected. I always love discovering new companies in the Portland startup community. Like I try and track a lot of stuff, but I can't keep track of everything. There was one this week that popped onto my radar. It's a Y Combinator alum named Streamdal. They were doing really well on Product Hunt. It's pretty challenging to be trending on that platform, but Streamdal, who's CTO, lives here in Portland, seemed to be trending all day within the top 10. So that may be a one for you to keep your eye on. Oh, do you like the podcasts? I mean, maybe you're listening to this as a podcast. I can't tell. If you're looking for another podcast to listen to, Skip Newberry at the Technology Association of Oregon just launched the Techlandia podcast. So that's going to be covering tech here in the state, talking to interesting people, highlighting themes and trends. Yeah, if you like the podcasts, I suggest you grab that one too, because that should be a quick listen, keep you up to date on what's going on. Kind of like this, CAO is going to be tech from the very, very biggest Intels of the world all the way down to the just starting up tech startup folks. So really broad swath of technology there. Should be some interesting insights. Techlandia, hosted by Skip Newberry. So add that to your podcast platform thingamajig that downloads the stuff when it's there, and then you can listen to it. Yeah, those are really the big stories from this week. Great to see you. Thanks for swinging by. If there's something I can answer for you, a question about the community, comments you have about this format, or things you'd like to see, or things you'd like to know on a weekly basis, I'm here. Please comment. And if this has been helpful and you're like, I don't mind Rick hanging out with me and telling me about the Portland startup community, consider subscribing. No pressure. Just, if this is helpful, consider to just subscribe. It's cool. I'll be here. I'll keep generating this stuff. Hope you have a great November. Hang in there. Looking forward to running into you or learning more about you. And keep up the good work.